Welcome back, Rivals. This is Xonia, and you are in the zone. And today, we're going to be doing a card review of one of the newest Mythic cards, Smokey Mt, or Smokey Mythic. Smokey Mythic is a Piranha's 3-star card. It's 7 power, 3 damage, and plus 3 pills, as you can see. A few notes about him are that he was the first CR in the entire Piranha's clan, and that he was tied for the best 3-star for this clan for a very long time, and is still one of the best pill manipulations in T1 for Piranhas, and maybe even the entire game, too. Let's take a look at a versus chart with the other 3-stars in his clan. So we're going to head over here to Urban Rivals database Curlad. Up first we have Octara, which to me is an obvious loss, very outdated card. Nothing really to say there. Ansem, 6-4 minus 3 pills, min 3. He has 1 less power and a minimum for the same amount of pill manipulation, so to me that is a loss as well with Ansem. Baba is 7-3 with Courage SOA. Again, loses. Very conditional and still requires pills in order to win. Cyan, for the same reason, is much less stable at 7-1 with damage equals damage opponent. Deadeye is 4-6 with minus 3 power, min 4, which to me is also a very obvious loss because it's a very outdated card and doesn't even pull the opponent down below its own power. Only really able to handle 7 power cards. Then, the first interesting one is Dr. Alma, which is a very close card. At 7-4 with growth, minus 1 pill, min 1, so right here. She's going to do 1 more damage, but she has more restricted round use because she's not going to be as good in round 1, and she's going to be a little bit worse with only 2 pills on round 2, thus making her more predictable because round 4, both of them are not really that useful. So she's really only better on round 3, and she's still going to have that min, but because it's a min 1, and in round 3 that can help really seal the deal in order to end a game if an opponent has overpilled already. I'm going to say that Dr. Alma essentially has lost because it's really only on round 3 that she's better, and so because he has at least 2 more rounds that he is useful in, I'm going to have to say Smokey CR is the winner here. Up next is Ector at 7-2, minus 4 life, min 3. Again, very close, but a loss again, I'm going to say, because even though he does more life gap, he's really only useful for the first hit in rounds due to his minimum of 3. Then, of course, we have Goldie and Greesh, which are both very outdated. Absolutely no reason to think that either of those is better. And then we come to Langren. So let's go ahead and scroll down here a second. Then we come to Langren at 7-4 with confidence minus 4 damage, min 1. I would say that Langren is now tied for the best card in the clan right now with Smokey Mythic. Because on confidence rounds, he is one of the best 3-star DR in the entire game, with a low minimum of 1, doing 1 more damage. The only real downside is that he doesn't force pills, and so even though he is going to go ahead and give you that amazing DR, which is even better than Ulrich's, it is confidence-based, which is not really that hard. You're planning to win 3 rounds anyway with Piranhas, so you were expecting to do that. But a very devastating card, but for a very different purpose, and in general for the DR, filling a defensive role instead of a more offensive role. Then we have Morgane. 6-5, defeat, recover 1 out of 2 pills. Loses because even though she does more damage and is a better fork, she is basically an unaided 6 power, which I really don't like. I know some people can make it work, but I don't like it, and especially in today's meta with so much power as well, it's just not going to hold up, I think, for much longer. Peter, 5-5, plus 1 attack per pill left. You're going to be doing 2 more damage, but you're going to have 9 less attack, virtually, and 2 less power, so no. Red CR, again, more life gap, but only 6 power, so to me, she also isn't as good. Unless you really need a high damage life gapping card, in which case, even rather than Red, I would probably rather have Ector because he's going to be doing the, he's going to help you get that KO better than Red CR is, but it's the same life gap either way, so Red CR can be a faux DR as well, so maybe that's one reason why you might prefer her over the other. Anyway, of course, then we have Smokey at 7-3 with the plus 3 pills. Then our final 4 cards, Taljan with 6-4 support attack plus 3, forced to a mono deck, so it's close, but he loses because, again, it's basically 1 more damage for 9 less attack and 1 less power, much like Peter, except 6-4 instead of 5-5. and support-based instead of early round attack per pills left. Then we have Tid, 8-4, very good card, very close, but I'm going to say he loses because even though you get 1 more power and damage, it is for the virtual 21 less attack. And so even if you played all your pills, that's almost 2 pills more. Almost 2 pills more for Smokey Mythic. And I would rather have those extra 2 pills giving him a virtual almost 9-3. I would rather have that 9-3 than the 8-4 because of the clan that he's in. But anyway, moving on, we'll go to Ulrich. Ulrich is 5-5 with -4 damage, min 2. I would also say this is close and also tied with him for one of the best cards in the clan. Amazing DR with a chance to sneak in 5 damage. It's not confidence-based, but it's very unlikely for you to actually get that 5 damage in with Ulrich, especially with the power creep that has been happening as well. And then finally we have Wheeler, 4-5, power equals power op is an obvious loss, very outdated card. So I can't possibly see him as being better as well. So we go back to Smokey Mythic again. We'll go ahead and take a look at some of his artwork as we continue. Smokey Mythic's ability of +3 pills allows him to have a virtual +21 attack, assuming that you have the pills to win. Treating pills cards like plus attack is a fairly decent way of comparing between the two. Just remember that power manipulation will affect your totals. His ability covers one of the hardest things for piranhas to deal with, which is always being forced to pill a lot in order to guarantee their damage. Smokey Mythic allows you to go pretty far in and come out not so far down in terms of pills. So this allows Smokey Mythic to compete with many other cards and be able to use up to 3 pills more in order to stay pill for pill against them in the end. And in low pill battles, Smokey Mythic could even help you come out ahead in life and pills. Now, for Smokey Mythic, let's take a look at some of his counters. Some of the best counters for Smokey Mythic are going to be skill cards, because they're going to make his bonus useless. They're going to be stop-op bonus of protection power. It's not really going to do anything. So skills is a very good counter for Smokey Mythic and the entire Piranhas clan. In addition, power manipulation cards are going to make the value of Smokey Mythic's pills worth less. Because if he has less power, then instead of getting 7 times 3, which is 21 attack additional, if he goes up against Spike CR, it's going to reduce him to 4 power, and he's only going to have plus 12 attack on that, which is not worth nearly as much. So power manipulation cards are things that you should really be looking out for when playing with Smokey Mythic. And then finally, SOA cards will cancel his ability as well as cancel pill manipulation cards. When those things make his ability useless, he drops to just a 7-3, which is nothing to write home about whatsoever. So you really need to make sure you keep his ability intact for Smokey Mythic to be very useful for you. Now, as for clan KOs, there are only 3 cards which he can KO with without a Fury. Cyan, when copying a 9 damage card, which currently I think the only base 9 damage card is Miss Sloan. Pess will also work with his poison, being able to go to min 0, and then finally Miss Lisbeth. As far as getting a KO with just 1 Fury, there are 12 cards. Akeb, Aktara, Fisher, Greesh, Ironjaw, Jasmine, Lisbeth, Mayhem, Rakan, Selma, Sleeman, and Sir Stormy. Out of the 58 cards, there are only 15 that he can 2-hit KO with. So clearly he is not designed for 2-hit KOing, which his ability helps with and covers that. So that's one reason why he works very well, even though he has very little damage. Now, as for half decks and splash, Smokey Mythic is going to work well in both cases, though obviously not quite as effectively. As a splash, he still has his amazing ability, but it's not as protected or as useful without his bonus for protection or extra support in canceling other attack manipulation. He works very well in half decks though, so don't hesitate to throw him in one should you have him. Now, let's take a look at some of the game modes for him. For game modes, in EFC, Smokey Mythic is only allowed up to Dark Corners, which is only the first room, so basically nowhere, and as such, I would not invest in him if you're trying to get a better deck for EFC. In Tourney, he isn't penalized though, so he's only 3 stars and has great clan backup for a low star deck, so he can really help out there. Absolutely perfect card in Tourney, especially in a low star deck. And for Survivor, his ability is super helpful, but piranhas aren't so popular in general due to needing 3 rounds to win. However, the extra pill manipulation is a godsend when it comes to later rounds, so perhaps not as good a choice for Survivor because piranhas are not as popular, but that may change in the future. So I would hold on to it for now, but if you're looking for short-term, quick cards to help your Survivor right now, then I wouldn't invest in him. And as far as Arcade, he's going to be great. Kate hates pill manipulation, and so sometimes I've seen her freak out because of that, so I definitely try using him there. My final rating for Smokey Mythic is a 9.5 out of 10. He's a spectacular card and fun to play. He even has great clan support and fits the clan theme perfectly. The only sour point for him is his low 3 damage, meaning that he can't 2-hit KO as easily with many cards in Piranhas, only a measly 15, but his ability makes up for that. Otherwise, he is a great card. And this concludes my card review of Smokey Mythic. I hope you feel like you learned something and want to give him a shot in your deck. He certainly deserves it, and will be giving you that ×5 Clinton XP boost when you win with him in your deck. Don't forget to leave a comment below if there's anything you think I forgot to mention, and while you're there, let me know what you think of Smokey Mythic. If you liked this video, then don't forget to hit that like button. If you really liked it, then make sure to share it with your friends. And as always, don't forget to subscribe for more of my Urban Rivals videos. This is Xonia, and you've been in the zone.